Crappens. Watch what crappens. Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens?
Well, hello and welcome to What Crappens, a podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on Yale Brovs. Guess what? Special night, because it's Crappy Hour night. Hi, everybody. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
What you doing, baby?
I'm just hanging out with you, talking shit, ready to talk gossip, all that fun stuff.
Well, a lot of fun stuff. Everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. We're both on YouTube and on Instagram. Looks like without any trouble, except for of course, oh, hey, we're only 2 minutes late, actually. It was a clusterfuck over here signing into Google Authenticator. Okay? That's what was happening. I was cursing. I was saying the C word.
Ronnie was not being authentic. That was the problem. We're like, Ronnie, how are you doing right now? You're like, I'm fine. I'm like, don't think that's authentic.
Girl, if anyone is being authentic, it's me. I sat here calling Instagram every slur in the book for the past 10 minutes. And guess what? It didn't work. Turns out Ben had the code the whole time. You know what? Isn't that just the secret to my whole fucking life? Ben had the code.
I don't have the code. The code is on a communal account. We both have access to Authenticator.
Ben has access to all my Bitcoin. So if anybody needs to borrow any money, that's where to go. Not that there's much of that left. All right. Well, I'm spiraling.
You stole I'm going to steal your Bitcoin without telling you. And then we're going to discuss it 2 years later.
Well, I'll find you.
In a restaurant.
I can find your ass on the blockchain, mofo.
And you can be like, you sold my Bitcoin. This is a violation.
So seeing people in chat. Hi, everybody. Some said I got my semi-glutide today. Oh, good for you. Love your eyebrows. Love you. Hi, I'm divorced. Oh, that's Teddy. Hey, let's go into the news. We've got a surprisingly busy day. Last week, somebody said, oh my God, are they going to do an emergency crappy hour for everything that's happening? And I had to actually ask myself, what?
What's
I couldn't think of anything. I don't know.
What?
Is that how often top we are when we're not doing this? We're like, see ya.
Well,
it is now. Yeah. Stuff is happening now. Is the point.
Stuff is happening. I'm going to say this right now, guys. I think the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight may be the biggest thing that happens this week in America. So buckle up,
huge, you guys.
This is big.
Wait, hold on.
I can't think of literally anything that's happening right now.
Don't oversell it. I know the country is like voting for a new president. Blah 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 blah. Okay, guess what? This is bigger. This is huger.
This is bigger. You want to talk about a regime change? There is change afoot, and it is happening in the Mellencamp household.
Probably one of the only people who still carries change. Hi, I'm Teddy.
Hi, I'm Teddy.
Announced that she is getting a divorce. And her, I felt bad for her because everybody, it's like, she announces it and everybody's reaction is like, who cares, Teddy? No one cares. Didn't this already happen? I didn't see one post that was like, oh, poor Teddy. What happened? Nobody even said, did he cheat? I didn't even read rumors of that. Now on Dumois, the lovely Do, posted something along the lines of, hold on. I'm all over the place.
It's gone now. It's been redacted.
It has been redacted? What do you mean?
Well, meaning that whatever the rumor was that was posted on Reddit is no longer there. It's a hot rumor, apparently, because...
Oh, it just said... Down. Yeah, it just said both of the rumors about the housewife that is... the rumors that are happening right now is that they are both, and then it gave a jack-o'-lantern face. So I don't know, spooky is what I thought. But then other people were speculating that meant cheater, pants on fire. Wait, what's that saying? I sound like fucking Jacqueline on Potomac.
I know you're Jacqueline. Cheaters don't throw glasses in charcoal houses.
Cheater, cheating eater. No, wait.
Liar, pants on fire are also cheater.
Pumpkin eater. Maybe? Cheater, yeah, it has pumpkin in it.
Why is the pumpkin eater a bad thing? It's like cheater, winter squash eater. It's like, okay, sure. You cheat and you enjoy a gourd.
Swallowing seeds. I don't know. That's disgusting, but that's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, apparently, according to that, which is now redacted, they were both cheating, if that's how to interpret it. But also, can I just say, who is scrubbing the housewives' internet? Stop that. This is not the Clinton Foundation or what's a Republican one? Let's make it all fair so everybody gets slammed. I don't care. Who cares? That's the first thing I thought. It's not the Jeffrey Epstein files where we get to just redact everything, okay? This is Housewives Internet. If you post something, keep that shit up. Don't be taking shit off. Don't be using Lisa Barlow's team to take shit off the Instagram or whatever, or Reddit. You know who else did that this week? Lisa Barlow, which we'll get to in a second, but remind me I said that. So, or Bronwyn. I don't know. Bronwyn's richer, so maybe Bronwyn did it. We'll get to that in a minute. But right now, Teddi getting divorced. Her statement was something along the lines of, "Hi, I'm Teddi.
Divorcing." It was posted on Saturday, which I thought the timing was interesting because apparently it was TWOPCon on Friday. Like the two T's in a pod did like a big thing Friday night. And I don't know if that was like an all weekend thing or just a Friday night thing, but like I thought the timing of it, like with TWOPCon, was like I thought that was a curious time.
It's twat, not twop.
Twat. Two T's in a pod. It should really be Tina P. It really should be Tina P Con. But yeah, I was like, I don't know. Is that to bury it because there's so much stuff going on? Is it like, I don't know. I feel like it's weird to release an extremely
to get publicity,
big news at the same time as like also hosting a convention. I don't know.
Well, don't you think that means she wants more publicity for it?
That's why I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell, was it a publicity ploy or was it a way to actually kind of like bury it because all sorts of stuff was going to come out from TwatCon instead. I don't know.
I don't think it did. No offense to TwatCon. Sure, you guys did great. Haven't heard a thing about it. But maybe that's because I'm not listening to. I mean, I don't know. Did you hear anything about it? I knew it was happening because Jeff
I saw
Lewis
pictures. Yeah, Jeff Lewis was talking about how he was going to go, and I saw a whole bunch of pictures. Looked like a lot of people were there, and they had fun and everything. Oh, but like the only thing I heard that came out of this weekend regarding any of this was really about Teddi. So I'm curious about the timing, like why she chose it the same weekend as TwatCon. I feel like,
well, here's
like if I were to announce something big, I don't think I would, like about me and Dom. I don't think I would announce it the same weekend as the Crappies. I don't know. It's a strange move for me.
I would announce it for you on the. I'd be like, Ben is getting divorced. Everybody, come to the Crappies and watch him cry.
That'd be sitting up there singing a Torch song drunkenly on the piano. And my tuxedo be like, you know what, everyone, go fuck yourselves. I'll be like Bronwyn 2 years ago.
Actually, you'd probably be like, I'm fine, everybody. And I'd be like, Ben, I want to dedicate this song to you. Alone again in blue.
I'd be like,
I'm all alone again. What's new? I just do everything I could to make you sob throughout I would
kidding. Stop easily. Yeah, no, I think that would actually, that'd be like the silver lining if something like that would happen. It'd be kind of funny watching you be like, Ben, I'm gonna make you sob, and I'll just be sobbing in front of the audience, and everyone's like, what's happening? Why did I pay money to see this? Luckily,
closer, tiny dancer.
Too soon. Of all the songs,
Teddy's statement is so Teddi. Oh, what were you going to say? Of all the songs, what?
Of all the songs, why would you serenade me with Tiny Dancer with my theoretical divorce from Dom?
That's why. Okay, I wouldn't do that. I would sing this one instead.
No, everything's good, everyone.
I'm a private dancer. I dance for money.
Too bad there are no songs about podcasters.
Pod 10 looks 3, and I'm still on unemployment. Pod for my own enjoyment. That ain't a kid. Okay, everybody. Now the point is Teddy's statement. I want to make it. My public statement is making a public statement is not something I wanted to do. You know me, Private Teddi. But in an effort to protect my family from undue speculation and rumors, which, by the way, no one is doing. Teddi. Yeah. Ain't nobody speculating, okay? I felt being open, honest. How Kyle coded is that? You put open and honest in your fucking
Kyle wrote this
announcement.
I'm telling you this right now. Kyle wrote it. It's also like, I would like to say that if anyone is interested in Morgan Wade's new album, I hear it's the best thing of all time. It's like, Kyle, get out of Teddy's statement.
But do you think Teddi is really dating Kyle, and that's why Kyle is pretending to date Morgan Wade? Because
wait, Teddy's dating Kyle, so Kyle's gonna pretend to date Morgan Wade instead. So it's like some sort of like lesbian farce happening.
Yes, because Kyle knows that she'll get more attention from Morgan Wade. Like, nobody going to care if she becomes a lesbian for Teddi, but they will if she becomes a lesbian for some country singer who's 20, or whatever. So that's exciting. So it makes her affair with Teddi more exciting. But wouldn't that be sad if Teddi was having an affair and someone's like, "I'll admit to having an affair, but it has to be with someone else. So let's pretend."
This, I like that you drummed up a theoretical situation and then you critiqued her for being in that theoretical quiz. you're like, imagine, like, maybe Teddi is actually secretly having an affair with a bulldozer. God, who has an affair with a bulldozer? God, she's so lame.
Okay, so, but what if, and here's why. I didn't think that until right now, mostly because I'm having to talk a lot, so I'm spouting more bullshit than I would if I was not talking. But I felt being open, honest. You put open and honest in that's a code for Kyle. That's a Kyle vagina code. That's I love Kyle's vagina code. I'm just calling it now, everybody. Okay, so
I think actually a more plausible theory based off of nothing, but if we want to do conspiracy theories because they're fun, why not? I think what's more plausible is that Kyle tells Teddi, you should get a divorce because I'm doing it right now. It's really fun and you should do what I do. And Teddy's like, well, I don't want to do that. Come on, Teddi, if you want to still be in this circle, in this town, if you're not getting a divorce right now, you're no one. And so Teddy's like, okay, fine, I'll get a divorce. And Kyle's like, okay, now for your divorce statement, you have to say that you're being open and honest. But I don't really feel like being like, Teddi.
In this town, that's what we say, Teddi.
Do you not remember the blood pact we made? Well, I didn't make it with you. You made me make a blood pact with your hat. That's right. My hat is me, and that counts. But I don't want to say open and honest, Teddi. Do you ever want to come to Kathy's Christmas party? I do. Teddi will say it.
Hey, Teddi, you got blood on my hat. Sorry, Kyle. Okay, so here's the thing. If she did maybe she's copying Kyle because Kyle was getting divorced. So she's going to copy it down to the letter, right? She's going to announce the divorce, but she's never going to actually leave. She's going to stay because she's been seen with her wedding ring all weekend or something. And so maybe she's going to copy that part. Maybe she's going to become like bi-curious, or speculation that Teddi is now bi. I'm just calling all this right now because I can't wait to see this shit happen because Teddi is such a goddamn kiss-ass copycat. And actually, we went on her show and she was very nice and very she was good about making fun of herself, but still, I mean, it's got to be real here. So she's such a kiss-ass copycat that that she's just going to copy Kyle all the way to the bank. So she's going to be like, and now my kids are leaving me. Wait a minute, aren't your kids like 6? Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to make this to the letter.
They just want to work in real estate, but they're not old enough to even, they're not even old enough to ride certain roller coasters. Yeah, but they can still sell a house. Look at Heather Dubrow's son.
Okay, so then she says, Heather Dubrow's son. So
do you think that Heather Dubrow, do you think that Nikki Dubrow, do you think that he and Alexia, do you think they have a West Side Story thing going on? They meet up on Cannon Drive and it's and they have knives out over real estate, children of real estate people fighting.
It's too far of a drive between OC and Encino or wherever the fuck ever.
Nikki's based in Los Angeles, don't forget, but he is still far away. He's down by Loyola Marymount, and that's just that's Culver City. No one's going down there.
Yeah, but why would they be West Side Story? Because they're both white bread. I mean, I guess so is most of West Side Story. They're
probably trying to sell real estate on the west side of Los Angeles. West Side Story in LA is just two people going to Erewhon.
The rivalry is: are you beyond the Getty? Okay, so the rest of her statement is, by the way, we're monsters. Okay, so the rest of her statement is, I felt being open, honest, and vulnerable was the best path forward, she added. But Teddi, the way to give us a statement that says nothing. Being open about what? You're filing from divorce? What happened? Who cheated? You know, you met a go-go boy, you fell in love, and now you're breaking apart. Okay, now this guy, Tedward, whatever his name is, Edward, has released his own I'm a Victim, which, by the way, men, seriously. So he's at the gym. Of course, he posts a gym selfie because that's how men are. It's like, I'm depressed,
yoga,
but I'm still at the gym, babe. Ding. So he looks like shit. And I don't know if that's a gym thing. I don't know if he's ill. I don't know. He looks ill. But and I don't mean that like, haha, he looks ill. I mean, you look ill. I don't love you or hate you. I'm just saying, get that checked. I'm not saying like, let's hug or that's great. You're ill. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying, get checked.
It's more like when you are going to do the selfie after, you know, your wife announces that you're getting divorced. You kind of want to look as good as possible, I think. You either want to look as good as possible or as sad as possible, but you don't want to look as content and bedraggled. You want to be like, hey, I'm on the market, or look at how sad I am. Someone saved me. But not like, oh, yeah, I just did hot yoga and I'm a little pooped at the moment. And I think I might like get some green juice.
Right. Okay. Look at him. This is him. Do you see him?
Yeah. Oh, I see him. Yeah.
He looks not good. And his hair is all like big and not good and thinning. I mean, he just doesn't look good. And I guess he's doing that. Like, I look terrible because I'm going through something, but I can't feel bad for you when you're taking a gym selfie, no matter how good the selfie may or may not.
And he is, in fact, in hot yoga. The sign behind him says hot yoga in reverse.
Take it before. He says, or take a tanning bed selfie.
Yeah. So he's like, he put a caption in very serious font. You know how like some font on Instagram is silly, but like some is serious. This is like the most serious font you can choose. And it's like, you're not always going to be motivated or inspired. That's where rituals and habits come in. Having good habits is what will get you through your dark days. It's when you're under pressure that your true character is revealed. I have to tell you, nothing reveals true character like going to hot yoga. I'm like, thank God. What a hero.
You guys, when you go to hot yoga and you're sad, you win. You win at life, guys.
You really find out truths about yourself. You find out about duress. You know.
Okay. Is it mean that we're making fun of people who just announced divorce? Yes. But you know why? Because they announced their divorce. No one cares. Get divorced on your own time. You know what I mean? We'll have to hear about it for the next 4 years anyway. Leave us alone with it. Okay. Yeah. So, and by the way, good luck to you too, is what I meant to say. So,
thank you for employing the serious font appropriately. I feel like that monospacing really spoke to the void in your heart now.
I don't know why I'm being so evil right now, but it feels fun. Okay, Ben, what do you want to talk about next?
You know what? I have to say, I was looking at the headlines and I know what we should talk about next, but honestly, the thing that I would like to talk about next, Ronnie, is the thing that made me most angry.
Okay.
Which we love that. The headline that you posted on our little doc, the article that I read that made me most angry was about Lexi Manzo talking about Aunt Caroline Manzo, and the staggering betrayal, quote, staggering betrayal after stepfather sentencing. And basically Lexi talks about, and I know everyone wants to get to Lisa Barlow, but this one really pissed me off. Lexi talks about how like Caroline was like more than an aunt to her. She would cradle her to sleep. And that like the sense of betrayal she felt when Caroline sided with Tommy Manzo, and how like this guy was like a nightmare to live with, was cruel and abusive to them, and that Caroline sided with him. You know, like we always thought that was shitty of Caroline to do. I think hearing it directly from Lexi reminds us of truly how shitty it is. And Caroline's going through her own thing right now where it's like, oh my God, like Caroline did not have to go through what she went through with Brandy, but let's also not forget Caroline. Like you are, I shouldn't really even bring up the two cases because it sounds like I'm trying to excuse one with the other. I'm not. What I'm just trying to say is Caroline fucking sucks. That was so like the fact that she took an actual like this a criminal side, a guy who hired a goon to beat up someone, her sister's new boyfriend or husband, whatever it was. Like that is so fucked up that Caroline would take that person's side and write a letter on their behalf. And it just made me mad. It made me mad all over again at Caroline. And then she has the balls to release a cookbook this fall while this all happened. No, I'm over Caroline Manzo right now.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. So it's kind of the old thing we have on Bravo, which is the no perfect victim thing, right? People can be victims of one thing and still absolute dick faces in the rest of their life. So whatever happened with Brandy, Caroline can still be a victim in that situation, but still suck on every other level. And she does. And she sucked for a very long time. The stuff she stands for, she sucks. She sucks. Her family sucks. And she sucks. And of course, she's standing up for an abusive cheater. You know, it excuses a lot of her own choices, probably. Not saying that her husband is abusive, but she's kind of hinted that her husband cheats. And as long as she doesn't know, it's, you know, and every marriage is kind of its own thing. But and on all that we've heard over the years, not taking sides is kind of an easy thing to do sometimes on Jersey, because you can really go down a path where it just gets too confusing to even take a side, because everybody's done so much and there's so much such a complex web there of history. But you suck. I mean, you fucking suck, man. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And to even write a character defense letter and for this woman's abuser and the woman who did this to your niece's mother, you're a terrible fucking human and you're a terrible fucking sister. Congratulations on whatever, you know, karma you're getting right now. And by the way, I'm not referring to the Brandy thing either, but it did make it more fun when Brandy, after kind of fizzling out and failing in her lawsuit against Bravo, which we discussed last week, and finally giving up and stamping her feet that she wasn't going to get rich after all, after her lawyers promised her she would get rich. So after watching that kind of fun karma play out with Brandy texted this week. It says, "Happy Sunday fun day. It's almost been 2 years now since a lying, short, red-haired, closeted old lesbian ruined my life. Oh, lean into the rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. It's a beautiful space. When you come out, your family will be able to finally speak their own obvious truths." Which, from anyone else, I would say, what a horrific, awful text. But from Brandy, I'm like, yes. Okay, I loved it.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to hear a nice, resounding fuck you to Caroline Manzo, because no one else in the public eye is saying it.
You know, people in the chat are also reminding us that Dolores wrote a letter on behalf of Tommy's character, which is also honestly extremely
Don't love that
shitty.
either.
Love Dolores, but that's really shitty. The thing that I think makes Caroline worse is that Caroline is actually like a sister to this person.
A literal sister.
A literal sister to Dina. Like,
but Dolores, on the other hand, it goes back to what I just said about excusing bad behavior in your own lineup there. I mean, Frank was pretty abusive and treated women like shit. So, of course, Dolores is going to come stand up for the, you know, the abuser piece of shit man over the woman in the situation. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I don't remember what Dolores and Dina's relationship is. People in the chat can remind us. Like, it's hard to remember who's really close, who's like a sister, who's a godmother, who's a god sister, all that stuff. And it's shitty. It's really shitty, and I have a hard time reconciling it because I love Dolores so much. But Caroline, I just think that, like, Caroline, you're actually Dina's sister, and there was just never an appropriate time to have backed that letter. And really, if anything, she should have just stayed out of it. Because she's really good about staying out of other things, but like here, she shouldn't have done it. It's so wrong.
Now, what is it? What does the letter do? Why would that help in court? Hey, Your Honor, we've got a letter from the daughter of a notorious rat, currently married to a chronic cheater who possibly is. Whose brother-in-law or whatever just paid somebody via, money for their brownstone whatever wedding that they were going to have at that catering location. That's how the guy got paid to beat the shit out of Dina and the brother. I mean, it's just such a piece of shit puzzle all the way around. How does that help? You know?
Yeah.
How does this gross woman's testimony help in any way? And it's hilarious that she thinks that it would, because she's made a couple of fucking meatballs on YouTube. Get the fuck out of here, Caroline.
Yeah. So I just felt like leaning into that rage a little bit. And thank you for giving me the forum. Yeah, thanks for giving me the forum. Thank you so much.
Everybody, go vote. Okay, so That was fun. Okay, so I guess you know what? Before we get to the big one, let's go to this Brynn stuff that was happening. So, for the 5 of you watching Real Housewives of New York this season, good for us. Don't you feel like you deserve a sticker?
I think so. It's like not I voted. It's like I watched. Like I did my like I took time out of my day. There are other things I could have been doing. I could have been having a lot more fun than the time I spent doing this, but I did it. I watched.
Listen, I believe in the future of this country, and by this country I mean Bravo. I believe in the future of this country so strongly that I sat through another hour of this shit show, Real Housewives of New York, even though they're making zero effort to course correct. And you know what's so weird about it is that I still like the show. Isn't it weird? Like it's
yeah. I don't think it's
week,
as.
I think this week was the week I think when I was like, oh, okay, they're not going to fix this at all. This is the week I finally broke and was like, fuck this show. But I still am like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen this week. Like I'm actually kind of looking forward to watching it tomorrow night.
You know, Angela in the chat says it's worse than the first season. I actually think it's a little bit better than the first season. Like the first season I have found to be actually almost unwatchable. This season I'm bored, but I am finding it more watchable. But I do think the show is like really trailing behind everything else that's on Bravo right now. And it's just it can be really it's a hard watch sometimes. It's just a little dull. Like it's just. I mean, let's not forget that we spent a good amount of time recently watching them like cook fish and lamb on a grill and a pavlova. There was a lot of pavlova. The show could be a lot better. But that being said, a lot of the show is really but like this was a lot. But given that the show is so dull right now, we are all pretty fired up about Brynn, and I think that counts for something. You know, that means that we are in some way invested.
Yes. And you were saying trailing behind the other stuff on Bravo. It really is. I mean, I don't think any new show or newer show is expected to be as big as all of the other shows. I think that would be unfair, but it isn't new. It's Real Housewives of New York. So it does still have that. And it's still behind, I think, everything. And congrats to Potomac for being on top of all of them. I mean, there are 4 housewives on right now, and it's Potomac is first, Orange County is second, Salt Lake City is third,
ratings.
And then Potomac is fourth. Yeah, I'm not. Potomac is fourth. Potomac is first and last. It is omnipresent.
Wait. Before we go any further, I want to say something. New
York is last.
New York is last. Okay, Meg in the chat says, Ben, your judgment's clouded because you love OG Roni. P.S. I'm not watching Roni at all. I know I like am aware that like I love old school Roni, and I think that last season I did have a hard time adjusting. But like I actually feel like I came into the season with a really positive mindset. Like I actually was like enjoying the first episodes, and I actually feel like the audience was angrier than I was. I was actually a little shocked. I feel like at this point I am judging them on their own. And like I can say, I feel like with as little bias as possible, given that bias will always sneak in, this season is still pretty boring. And like, you know how I can really tell is because last season, the Instagram account or the Twitter account, Queens of Bravo, they're very enthusiastic. And when the new cast came out, they were really one of the big accounts out there that was like heralding the new Roni. And they were like, this is amazing. You know what? Bravo made the right decision. They were very, very excited. And I just saw a tweet from them like a few days ago that was like, stick a fork in it. Basically, I don't remember what they said, but I was like, well, damn, if Queens of Bravo is down on this show right now, then this show is really like it's losing its way, you know? And that's no shade to Queens of Bravo. I'm just saying that they were really into it, and even they're sort of not into it anymore.
So Brynn had to apologize. So basically the last episode, we found out that Brynn was kind of purposely poking at Uba by telling her the night before Uba was really pissed off at her on camera that she was coming off as an angry Black woman and this and that. And so the audience went nuts because you can't say that. And Brynn was like, yeah, I can because I'm a Black woman. And then, all sorts of politics go into that, which as 2 white guys, I mean, really, how qualified are we? My qualifications mostly come from Bravo, from watching Bravo and what I've learned from watching Bravo about colorism and things you can't, and a lot from Potomac, really, while we're talking about Potomac. But still, that does not make me an expert, and I'm not enough of an idiot to wade totally into that. But that's basically the conversation going on right now. And as we all know, Brynn has extremely thin skin. Brynn cannot take it to save her fucking life. She never has been. She's fought with bloggers. She's blocked all sorts of people online for having any kind of negative opinion or making fun of her flirtiness or suggesting that she might be a sugar baby or anything like that. She just can't ignore it and let it go. She has to go nuts every time. Well, this is, or get very affected every time, very sensitive. So this is her apology, and goddamn, this is long. It is extremely long. But I don't know that we have to read it word for word.
Sorry.
I stand in shock this week as off-camera interactions in the Hamptons were conveyed without context. To see my intentions twisted and my words misrepresented flat out scares me. You know what else doesn't scare me? Getting twisted when it's the good kind of twisted. I am deeply sorry that I'm so wet. If I overstepped that night in the Hamptons, I am beyond sorry, as this was never my intention.
Okay, so let's see. She's basically saying this episode has made it appear as though I brought up this stereotype on my own out of nowhere, which is not the case. The truth is, angry black woman was brought up by Uba last year in Anguilla. In a highly charged fourth wall moment in Anguilla after the incident with Aaron's sunglasses, Uba spoke directly into the camera, "Don't you dare edit me to look like an angry black woman." Yes, Brynn, we remember that. And it was a big discussion at the reunion. And she may have talked to you in private about looking like an angry black woman. But when you're parading that in her face and saying you're looking like an angry black woman, how do you think that's helping or hurting? Like, we understand what's happening, Brynn. You're still an asshole. Like, I love that she's pretending that none of us remember what happened last season or any of the plot, as if that's not going to make it worse. We do remember, and so should you. That's why it makes it worse that you're acting like that.
Well, also in some ways, if Uba says to the camera, "Don't you dare edit me to look like an angry black woman," then she's like, "Hey, with the way you're acting right now, they're going to edit you like an angry black woman." That's kind of like blaming Uba. You should actually be like, instead of the people who would edit her like an angry black woman, like Uba's just being herself. She's just being emotional and reacting. And so it's really not up to Brynn, I feel like, to weigh in on that. Like, cause it's almost like saying like, no, act better for the problematic people who would edit you and make you look like a certain stereotype.
So she's saying they discussed, after Anguilla, they discussed this harmful stereotype at length. As a biracial woman, I will never know what it's like to fully walk in Uba's shoes. I've experienced racism from childhood to corporate America, and it broke my heart to see my friend devastated by the backlash she received online. I always offered love and support, and when she asked me for advice, I gave it. For the record, it was always mutual. Uba was an incredible friend to me and always supported me through difficult experiences. So she's just saying, you don't want to be called an angry black woman. Don't act like an angry black woman. And I think your point is the correct one, which is, don't call me an angry black woman just because I get pissed off.
Yeah. How about like, don't be mad the way she's acting, get mad at people calling her that.
As a black woman. Yeah. Like,
yes.
Fuck off. So during that off-camera night in the Hamptons, we both spoke candidly about our fears and triggers, as we always had. And then you held it against her. Do you see what's happening, Brynn? Do you see? It's like she's writing it all, but she's kind of missing the point. You know what I mean? We hugged. We said we loved each other. We promised to do everything in our power to help one another. I told Uba that everything she wants for herself, I want that for her too. And she wished the same for me, which is why I berated her for looking like an angry black woman and then mocked her accent over and over.
Yeah. I think also, by the way, I think Uba is like me. She's a slow processor. I'm always so impressed with people who like respond so quickly to a situation because my response is always like, oh, okay. And then like 12 hours later, wait a second. And I think Uba's like me, where she's like, oh, wait a second. I don't like what Brynn just said to me last night, And I think that's okay. We're allowed to be processed at different rates, If
she might not have liked it the night before either. Okay. she might not have liked it the night before either, but it's just Brynn just keeps poking her on camera, and it's like, fuck off and stop acting like you don't know why I'm annoyed with you when you totally know what. Because that's the thing, is that Brynn is acting like she has no idea why Uba's upset when she spent that whole night in her room, saying that stuff to her.
Mm-hmm. Vicky, by the way, in the chat says, they say Teresa G is a slow processor. They said it in Rails. What's said in Rails stays in Rails. And Teresa is still processing that commentary. I think like Brynn, it's just one of those, I don't know. Brynn is just she's a villain this season. That's what it is. And she should just lean into it. I think a lot of people are also annoyed with her that Brynn loves to stir the pot. She even did a thing where she like mimed it. She's like, I'm stirring the pot. My soup spoon is a dick. But then like when it's stirred against her, she's like, oh, we don't act like this. We don't act like Staten Island. Oh, okay, we're better than this. It's like, okay, lady, you're on Bravo.
And you're also not from New York. Is she? Wasn't she born
from Indiana?
Else? Yeah.
I think
so. Whatever. Okay, so it ends. I'm not sure what shifted after that touching moment, but I deeply regret, and I'm so sorry if I overstepped. Uba needed a friend to listen to the thoughts and fears which she expressed that night. She didn't need someone to repeat them back to her. I hope I had the powerful fourth wall moment. Okay, so she did at least get it. By the way, I take that back. I'm reacting line by line. I hope the powerful fourth wall moment. Okay, Stop patting yourself on the back like you're on the actor's studio. We had a powerful fourth wall moment. It was groundbreaking. The wall was broken. The lands were united. Thank you for breaking that wall. Mr. Gorbachev, break down that wall, motherfucker. I'll break it down. All right, bring it back up now. We're professionals. I hope that fourth wall moment will be shown at this year's reunion, so this long-standing, nearly 2-year-old issue can finally be addressed openly. A constructive conversation is much needed to clear the air and provide context and closure for everyone involved. Thank you.
I hope Brynn learned her lesson, which is to never say anything off camera, because anything said off camera will be used against you.
Yeah. So let's see. Next up, the big news of the week. All of this Bronwyn adoption stuff on Salt Lake City. Now this gets trickier and trickier because Lisa went on the after show. Bronwyn and Lisa were in dueling sections of the after show. They're put in different partnerships to talk, and they were both talking about it at the same time, and they have very different tellings of events, the way it happened. Well, right after the after show came out, they aired it. Bravo edited it to take stuff out that kind of incriminates Lisa, but I guess I don't know who got it taken out. One of either Lisa or Bronwyn got this shit taken out. So all the blogs were reporting, hey, did anybody notice this stuff got cut out of that interview? And now even the Reddit posts with all of that saying and the Twitter posts, everything referencing the cuts has now also been scrubbed. These people scrub the damn internet. How are they powerful enough to do that?
I don't know, but I was foolish because I saw something that was like, look at these clips from the after show side by side. And I was like, I started to play it and I was like, you know what? I have to do something. I'm going to come back to this. And when I came back, it was gone. And I didn't get to see the side by side.
I did get to see it. And basically what happens is, and obviously allegedly, I mean, it's being scrubbed from everywhere, but I feel like you shouldn't be afraid to talk about stuff that you read on Reddit, right? I don't know, but please don't sue me because I can't afford that. But what I saw from the clips, it was Lisa is alleging that what Bronwyn is saying about the grandparents isn't true, and that Bronwyn had told the grandparents that she had miscarried or something because she didn't want them to know the kid, and that the grandparents are just so innocent and they never knew. They never heard from anyone that their son had a child all these years. They never heard a thing, which I don't believe for 2 seconds. I believe those grandparents are probably little assholes and trying to cover themselves right now. But Lisa's basically sticking up for the enemy in this situation and making it look like Bronwyn is basically lying and being a drama queen for the storyline. Is what I got from all
think this is one where like Lisa should know better. This is your friend. Like if if Lisa's basically decided it's more important to honor the grandparents than Bronwyn, and that's not great. That's really not great. And I don't think these grandparents need any. I don't think they need Lisa to advocate for them. I don't think Lisa should have even gotten involved. I think she just stepped out, let this be handled between Bronwyn and these people. And you know what? If these people don't like their reputation being dragged through the mud, a way to fix that would be to be better people and not have a reputation that needs to be dragged through the mud in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Amen. I thought that would be longer, but I totally agree with, the segment.
Yeah,
but I absolutely agree.
And
I don't think
another thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to disagree. I think Lisa's pretty gross for doing that. And also Lisa is saying that that Bronwyn was asking her to hook them up, and Bronwyn's like, no, I wasn't. Lisa's making it sound like, oh yeah, I was totally helping by coming in here and making this connection happen and all this stuff. And Bronwyn's like, no, not really. So I don't know. This is all it's pretty gross. We're not talking about a little kid. Gwen's not like a child. She's mature, but it still sucks because she didn't sign up to necessarily do this and have all of her shit dragged on there. And that's not cool. And this is pretty low even for Lisa, and especially for somebody who's not even an enemy. Why would she be coming for Bronwyn? What'd Bronwyn do? Maybe we just haven't seen it yet in the season, but that's gross.
Bronwyn kicks Lisa off the trip next week, according to the previews. That's what it looks like. It is sort of sad, Bronwyn comes on and Lisa's like, I've known Bronwyn for 12 years and she's the best. I was like, oh, RIP your friendship. Classic rules. You bring your friend onto the Housewives and it's over. The friendship is over and dead because either you're going to betray the friend or the friend's going to betray you. It's never going to last. The friendships never last that way. And now we're actually seeing it. And on top of that, I think what's probably hard for Lisa and especially for Heather is that Bronwyn is a mega fan favorite. People are loving Bronwyn right now. I think the moment she got that endorsement from Christian Siriano, people already liked her, but that was almost the moment where people were like, what? She pays for her own clothes. She's not a grifter. She's not like Ramona stealing dresses. Everyone's like, wow, we need to pay attention to this chick.
I love that that's an endorsement for Housewives fans. We're also fucking shallow. An endorsement from someone is, she's actually rich, guys. We're like, oh my God, I love her. Stan, icon, mother, queen.
I kind of get the feeling Bronwyn has certain standards that she's not going to betray, at least right now. She hasn't been totally corrupted. She's coming into the show with that. And on Salt Lake City, it feels like the cast is going to do whatever it takes to have a good show. Cut to Whitney, you exploited my vagina. And I don't think Bronwyn is going to necessarily do that to make a scene in Bermuda. I think the audience really likes that.
The thing that's bothering me the most about this whole Lisa Barlow thing is that no matter what the truth is, even if Bronwyn did say, I miscarried the baby and just to keep them out of her life, good for her for doing that because she's protecting her baby. No one's negating the fact that that I've heard that she got impregnated by their son and then went to their house to tell them, and they berated her and slut shamed her. And then suggested that she go away and have the baby, somewhere, do the whole ignore it, pretend it didn't happen. Don't be such a sinner. And you're villainizing this young girl and taking your son off of.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
whether or not she lied about the miscarriage, it didn't give you the chance. After that, you didn't deserve a fucking chance to meet your grandchild, and you still don't really.
And let me tell you something. Let's say this is true. Let's say, okay, they thought the child was never born. It's very soap opera-y. It was oh, we thought there was a tragic miscarriage, whatever. And then they find out all these years later that there's a granddaughter. And you're going to tell me your first reaction is, we're willing to meet if she'll accept us. No, you're oh my God, this is a miracle. This is wonderful. What can we do? How can we do this? How can we catch up for past years? It's not well, maybe let's see what the specials are at IHOP.
Yeah, they're dicks. You don't deserve another chance, you fuckers. And I'm glad you're getting dragged. And I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry your son was passed, but he's an asshole too. He was an asshole. Okay. So rest in finding forgiveness over there, dick. Okay. So then let's see what else has happened. Oh my God. Huge news. Teddy's getting divorced. Hold on. Anybody care yet? Me neither. suckers.
Hi, I'm Teddy. Hi, I'm divorced.
Okay. Just in some news, probably no one really cares about right now, but they keep giving it to us every week, just in case we're going to suddenly start giving a huge crap. Vanderpump Rules. Peter Madrigal promises drama on new spinoff that he and Tom Sandoval won't watch. First of all, why are we talking to Peter Madrigal, U.S. son? Why? Why? Why are you talking to the GM of a shitty, dirty restaurant in West Hollywood?
Excuse me, he is the star. He is the director of a very important science fiction film that screened at the Burbank Film Festival once. Basically, Peter told the Sun, production has started on a spin-off of Vanderpump Rules that's taking place at the restaurant. But then he's like, I don't know anything about it, and I'm not going to be on it, but there's just always so much drama at the restaurant, so there'll probably be a lot of drama on the show. I was like, thanks. This is a great non-story. Peter suspects that there may be drama on a show he's not involved with. Well, congratulations. I suspect there's a dish at a restaurant somewhere in New York that's delicious, but I'm not going there, so I'll never know. But it's probably going to be good. So go there.
But here's my opinion on it. I'm going to hire a PR person for God knows how much money a month to keep getting me in articles about how I'm not on a show anymore. And then at one point he goes, here's what I suggest for the new show, that you pay Peter. For what, Peter? You didn't do anything, okay? You did not do anything on that show, Peter. You were a door stopper. That's it.
Peter, pumpkin eater. So see, Peters and cheaters are both pumpkin eaters.
Keeps coming back around.
Comes back to the pumpkins.
And he says, we're doing the same thing we've always done. Getting wasted after work, partying together. Yeah, Peter, except guess what?
Filling out your
pants
AARP
are so much fucking tighter now that your nuts that are down to your knees. I can see them through your jeans, Peter. Okay.
And not in the good way. So not in that Tom of Finland way. So in other news, guys, I want everyone to just gather around now. Again, this country is going through a lot. We're more divided than ever before. But one thing we can all agree on is that we always thought Ali Shapiro, Jill Zarin's daughter, and her fiance, whose name has not been committed to national memory just yet, we always thought they were going to be a forever couple. And unfortunately, it's not happening anymore. Ali Shapiro has called up her engagement to whoever it was that wanted to get married to her. So I just want everyone to take a beat. I know everyone is like, but what about Jill Zarin's daughter? How is she doing? It's rough. It's rough, but
yeah,
the wedding is off. So, if you have any business you have to do on the not.com to cancel any reservations, take care of it. But the wedding is off.
I was going to click on that story to get details, but my finger just could not care. Okay, so now let's go to some more Pump Rules. Katie Maloney's got a boyfriend, dun, 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 Nick Martin, and he's on a band called I don't know.
Nick Martin and the Martinettes. No. No, the band is 37 Ways to Friday or something like that. Is that such an emo name? I just made that up. Aren't I so good at naming emo bands? They love a number and a preposition.
It is totally the name of a band that goes with something about her. You know what I mean? It's
yes,
Beasley's Cab or something like that.
Oh, he was on is his band Sleeping with Sirens?
Yes, Sleeping with Sirens. Something about
I like 37 Ways. I like 37 Ways to Friday more. I thought that was a better band name.
Really? I liked Beasley's Cab, actually. I'm going to vote for myself in this election. So Nick Martin is his name, and he's under fire. He was confirmed as the mystery man that Katie was dating. But now a woman named Brandy Bay has come forward slamming the Sleeping with Sirens guitarist's treatment of women and accusing him of cheating on his now estranged wife, Jenna Martin. Nick Martin collects women but doesn't honor them, she wrote in an October 17th post. I really, really hope to protect future women from this treatment. I'm overtaking the high road and being silent. So here's every photo his lawyers told me I couldn't post. And let's see, what did the photos show him? Kissing a girl on the neck, posing with a girl, kissing a girl at the beach with a girl. Is it the same girl? It's the same girl, right? Nick Martin collects women, but doesn't honor them. And despite being a decade older than me, he is a child. I really, really hope to protect future women. Cheers to loving out loud and not being someone's secret. So I guess he was cheating with her on his wife. He was cheating on his wife with her. Wait, Brandy said that Nick not only cheated on his wife with a mistress, but he also approved of one of his bandmates' infidelity. So he's just a cheater, basically, is what she's saying.
I can't believe the lead singer of a band would act like this. I'm shocked. I'm horrified.
Truly.
Whatever
He
happened to the
took
days
pride-
of Weird Al Chalamet? Okay.
I'm also shocked that Katie Maloney would be a hypocrite about men. So weird. It is so weird. He took pride in bashing women, especially those he's been romantically involved with, from his high school girlfriend to every woman in his 20s, to his wife, to his crazy mistress, she alleged. Still, I passed this off as a scorned ex energy until he started talking about his friends' relationships. Every woman, I don't know, she says that every woman he knows is crazy. And at one point he told me his friend cheated on his wife and their small baby because she was too bitchy to stay with. To point the blame on the mother rather than the male infuriated me. Oh, wow. So this guy's a piece of shit. I'm totally shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not very shocked. I don't know. I got bored just reading that much of it. Sorry, guys.
Well, I hope that the band is able to follow up, use this energy to put out a song that has the same, beautiful melodies as whatever song it is they released that never penetrated pop culture.
Well, he's penetrating everybody else, apparently. So someone told Katie during DMs, and she's like, yeah, I'm aware he dated someone else while he was dating me, but we're just friends at that point. And she says, I'm very sorry your experience left you hurt. I've been there. Dating is treacherous, which is so Katie. I'm so sorry. Dating is treacherous. And then she's like, but as a girl's girl, Katie's like, whatever. So then Lala has already been coming out with her own press. It's like,
how what? Katie's such a hypocrite because she got mad at me for being with a married man when she was doing the exact same thing.
So, that's a whole other thing they're trying to get going for that show that might not ever come back. And that's all I got on that one.
Well,
what else you got today?
Well, while Katie is engaging with the lead singer of a band that no one heard of, Ariana is going to be at the Thanksgiving Day parade with Macy's. So Ariana's star continues to rise and rise and rise. I'm going to say it right now. She's never going back to Vanderpump Rules. Why in the world would she ever go back to Vanderpump Rules? I don't know if Vanderpump Rules even going to come back. By the way, where's James Kennedy in all this? He's been suspiciously quiet. I would think that he'd be putting out some headlines just to stay relevant, but I guess maybe after you played for Taylor Swift, you sort of hit the pinnacle, right? Like you don't need much more after that.
Played for Taylor Swift. Oh, he played in an after party or something, right?
It was at Coachella. He played Coachella, and Taylor Swift was making out with Travis Kelce while he played a strange remix of Cruel Summer, and Taylor Swift was like listening and then was like, what the fuck is this person doing to my song? Don't you remember the video? He was like, what the fuck? And
but
he was like,
he wasn't playing for
React.
He wasn't playing for Taylor Swift. She was just around and heard it. Oh, okay.
He just happened to be around.
I was like, wow, James really made it. I saw somewhere like he's doing a gig somewhere. I don't know. They were like, James,
Kyle
James
Cook
is performing.
Kyle Cook is doing DJ gigs. It's been all over his Instagram. Now it's like, hey man, DJ Kyle Cook playing at the Khaki Theater in suburban
the Khaki Theater, the Dockers Arena.
Playing at the LL Bean gift shop in Maine. Come join us.
The 20-year-old Mullet Arena on Sunday.
Sunday.
I love that Kyle is really leaning into the pure artistry of DJing by selling his drink everywhere he goes. Really? Whoa. Art is really arting right now, guys.
Hey man, does anyone want to hear the dubstep remix of Crash Into Me by Dave Matthews? Come on over to the Topsider Arena.
Oh gosh. All right. So this is the end of the Instagram portion of this and the audio portion of this. Anybody who wants to join us on camera to talk, just have like a more loose conversation, stay with us here on YouTube and we will keep discussing. Everybody on audio will be live every other Monday at 5:30 Pacific time as usual. This is always on Patreon. All the videos we do are on Patreon, as well as our bonus episodes and trailer trashes. We love you guys so much. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
We're fanning out for Bethany Fannin.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Dana C. Dana Do.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Rigging the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Let's get feely with Maggie Sheely.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
Cast a Spell with Shannon Spellman.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.